'Twas the night before Christmas, not a creature was stirring. What better way to celebrate the season of giving than by presenting you with a brand new episode of Pogo Bros. In fact, one could argue it is also the season of cutting. Hear me out. Maybe you're cutting down a Christmas tree. Maybe you're furiously and fervently cutting some Christmas wrapping paper in order to do some last minute presents. Maybe you're cutting in line doing Black Friday shopping. No matter how you cut it, this video is going to be festive and in the spirit of the season. And what I mean is double buffed Kartana with lightning fast pacing now due to the Fury Cutter buff on the fast move, as well as finally some steel coverage with Sacred Sword. That is right. So we're going to feature a maxed out Best Buddy Kartana here in the Master League, along with some familiar faces, Gholdengo and Garchomp, and both of them also having been buffed since our last video, namely faster pacing with the Dragon Tails on the Garchomp, and then now we can hold 2 Shadow Balls at once with the Gholdengo. And I'm going to keep this intro short. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you're not new here, thank you for the support along the way. Please like and comment and show your support. We are 13 subscribers away from 500. Let's get there. So without further ado, let's get into these battles. Let's do it. Shiny Metagross in the lead here. Pretty good lead, I would say. But we're actually going to switch out into our Kartana to see what they want to do. And we are actually in a fantastic matchup here against their Zekrom. We are resisting their Dragon Breaths, so we are no danger being farmed down. And we are already at our second Sacred Sword before they get off one move here. And we're going to actually let this go because we see now a prime farm down opportunity with the Gholdengo here. But not before they get to a move, unfortunately. Just a slight miscalculation. We do survive, but not very well. But they come in with their Metagross here, so they must be very weak to the Gholdengo, and we're going to switch out because they're running Shadow Claw as the fast move, and we cannot stand to take that kind of fast move pressure, and they actually go for Earthquake. So this might be a single move Metagross, but they make a gnarly catch on their Kyurem White. And that's actually very good because we would have wanted to throw Outrage otherwise, but we do take the Fusion Flare, over farming ever so slightly, and now we are at this point where we want to try and farm them down. We do shield up the Fusion Flare, getting the farm down, throwing right away on this Metagross. I don't think we can survive 2 Shadow Claws, getting the shield, and now we have the Earth Power ready to go. And does this take it out? Sure does. GG is off to a great start here. Okay, we got Origin Palkia in the lead, not what we want to see here, so we're going to save swap into our Gholdengo here after one Dragon Tail. And they let us throw first, so we definitely welcome that. They actually let it through, and we do not want to take a Fire Blast here. And they actually full scented, so that was a great shield on our part. They definitely did not make it to another one. We can barely survive an Aqua Tail. We're going to do exactly that here. Getting the farm down, having loads of energy into what is a Zacian coming in. This is where you want to see it. So we're going to get off this first Shadow Ball, getting the shield, and now we have another one ready to go. Do they want to commit that second shield? They sure do, actually. So now they're going to get this, they're going to get a gnarly farm down right there. But we're going to go ahead and let them throw a move here. And we shield at the Behemoth Blade, very nice. Throwing this Earth Power right now, unfortunately doesn't take them out, and they do get to another move. And this close combat doesn't take us out, but we switch out into the Kartana, and we are definitely doing some considerable damage with the Fury Cutters as well as the Sacred Swords. And we're going to go ahead and get to the second one right here. The opponent is running Bullet Punch here, which is better for us. Unfortunately, they do get to a move right here, and they full send the Earthquake. So now we're going to go ahead for this farm down here. But the question is, can we get to another move? And we cannot against the Zacian. GG's. Alright, so now we see an Apex Ho-Oh in the lead here. Kind of where you want to see it when you have a double steel back line here. But we're going to go ahead and throw this Outrage here on pretty decent timing. Not fully optimal, but not on alignment either, so we'll take it. They throw the Sacred Fire ++ here. So I guess they're purified as well. I'm not sure. But we're going to go ahead and throw the Earth Power, taking them out, winning the 0 shields here, and they have a Xerneas, so we're going to save swap into the Gholdengo, and they decide to retreat into their Palkia, which is definitely a good matchup for us. taking this Aqua Tail. We can definitely, yeah, we're gonna have to shield up here if we want to maintain the Gholdengo. Unfortunately, does take us out, but this is a massive farm down opportunity for the Kartana, and they definitely didn't reach to a Fire Blast or a Spatial Rend, so we can tank it. And now we have all the energy in the world, as well as 2 shields here for the Xerneas, and there are no danger of farming us down. Even though Geomancy has been buffed this season in terms of damage output, we are definitely healthy enough to be able to survive those, and the opponent is definitely not going to be able to get a farm down here before we get to the back-to-back Leaf Blade, as you see right here. First one coming through, getting the shield. Second one winning CMP tie. Definitely taking Xerneas out, and then we farm down the Palkia for the win. GG's. Okay. Another Palkia in the lead. Yeah, it's pretty mayonnaise here in the Master League here, so we definitely have to spice it up with the only way we know how. Do they know about that? Oh, they do not know about that Power Gem. Where were you last season? They definitely didn't watch my videos. Hopefully you did. If you haven't, go watch the first Gholdengo video. That thing is nearly at 1,000 views. I think it's 8 views away. I know you guys can do it. Let's go. Anyways, we're into a Dragon Tail Palkia here right now, and I throw on bad timing because I couldn't believe that they have a Palkia with Dragon Tail out here. But we shield up the Fire Blast, so we're looking good. They're retreating now into their Metal here, and like I said, steel types, watch out, because we got Sacred Sword now. They bait with the double Iron Bash, no big deal. They got to throw Superpower to take us out, and they failed to do so. And now we take them out, easy peasy. And then now they're going to have to throw a move here before we get to this next Leaf Blade. So now it is up to Garchomp to finish them off. And we know our counts, and we know that they have Fire Blast, so they can't take us out with Spatial Rend. So we're just going to go ahead and farm that thing down and save y'all some time. Let's go. Alright. Zygarde in the lead here. Pretty even matchup, I would say, since we're both getting to Outrage at the same time. They decide to continue farming up their energy. We go ahead for the... Oh, that does a lot of damage with the Outrage. So then we're going to retreat into our Gholdengo. They don't have Earthquake, so definitely good for us. We can tank a Crunch pretty easily, actually. Go ahead for this Shadow Ball. We do get a shield here, and we do win CMP tie. They throw another Crunch. No defense drops, so are we able to get to this next move? We would have. Opponent recognizing that, throwing their move, so now they're empty on energy, and again, perfect opportunity to farm them down. They only reached another Crunch here, and we can tank that even though we're really glassy. We get a huge farm down. All the energy now for the Zamazenta in the back, and I am so glad we saved our energy because we're going to need it. Making sure to throw in good timing here, one Fury Cutter, and then throw in the move here. We get that final shield, and now we come in with the Garchomp here because we don't know what else is in the back. We want to force them to throw their energy. We might need the energy in the back, and thank goodness we did because they have a whole Palkia back there. Boom! Sending the Palkia off to the naughty list. Let's go. And now we go ahead and get to this Sacred Sword on minimal HP, taking out the Zamazenta for the win. GG's. Okay. Alright. Another Ho-Oh in the lead now. We're definitely going to throw on good timing if possible here, but they throw an alignment, meaning that this can only be a Brave Bird, and we want to shield that up because we need our Garchomp healthy for that in the later game. We're going to go ahead and throw this move here, get a free shield before switching out. And now we're going to really put the pacing to the test here. We're going to obviously shield up this Fusion Flare. That would probably take out an entire army of Kartana. So we're going to go ahead and throw this move right here. Taking their last shield, outpacing to this next move. Doing massive damage. And they go ahead and throw right away. They could have probably farmed up a little more, but that leaves more farm for us. And we do get that 3 Hex farm down, which is fantastic. And the opponent does not know about the Power Gem because they came in with no shields. Oh lordy. Boom! Taking out the Ho-Oh, leaving a Zacian in the back, and we are right where we want to be here. Throwing this on good timing, taking out over half their health, and now we're going to force them to throw energy here on the Garchomp. Yep. Oh, they do get a little bit of a farm down here, so can we outpace to this move? We sure can. And you know the deal. This takes over half their health. Taking out the Zacian. Gholdengo doing work that game. I know this is a Kartana video, but Gholdengo still does work. It is proven and tried and true. Take my word for it. Anyways, we're going ahead to throw this Outrage here. The opponent shields it up, which is unfortunate. And we're gonna shield this to be safe. Yep. And they go for a solar beam. Thank goodness we shield that. That would have been awful. They come in with a Mewtwo. Okay, so this is pretty interesting here, and it's purified. So we do correctly shield up the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, they're gonna outpace us though, but we're gonna go ahead and just get this shield here while we still can, doing as much hex damage as we can. But they go ahead and throw right away, taking us out with the Shadow Ball. But we do have Fury Cutter. And they wanted none of that smoke. They tried to go for a snipe, but we knew what they were doing, and we were able to go into the Garchomp in time, so that way the Incinerate registers on the Garchomp where it is resisted, and they didn't want any of that smoke. I don't blame them. GG's. Oh, and this one we got a shiny Kricketot. Very cool. So I want to show them that we had some spice going on. They're just trying to tank their elo. I get you, but you know, we're out here doing some serious spice work, so you didn't lose to a Palkia, rest assured. Alright, speaking of Palkia, here we go in the lead. Shocker. Anyways, we do get that Shadow Ball off, taking them into the yellow, borderline red. We're going to go ahead and shield up this move right here, just to preserve some health, because we're going to have to shield something up anyways. And now we can let this one through, and with all this energy, we're going to see what they want to do, because they likely would outpace us before being able to farm them down. They do just let it go. We have switch advantage, and they got a Groudon, so this is kind of very tricky because they are running Dragon Tail, and they could get a serious farm down on us that is resisted. But we do survive a minimal HP, getting to this last Shadow Ball here, getting a shield from them. And then we go ahead and pull a little bit of a saucy play right there. We didn't want to spend that shield, so we made one of our own, taking the resisted non-stab Fire Punch on the Garchomp, shielding up the dangerous Precipice Blades. We're looking good right now, getting off this Earth Power onto the Metagross here, forcing them to throw energy in order to take us out. And I see that farm right there. They actually go for Earthquake, so maybe they don't have Legacy move on their Metagross, but either way, we farmed down that Groudon for the win. GG's. All right. We're going to go ahead and, so we went straight into our Gholdengo, and the opponent panic swapped into a Dawn Wings Necrozma, where our hexes are doing double super effective damage. I know some people like to run Astonish on their Gholdengo for this very reason, so that way they can actually farm it down entirely, but I just like having Hex on there because of the pacing of that in conjunction with Shadow Ball, and then also you got to have it in the safe swap roll for when those Ho-Ohs come in. So anyways, we are able to one shield farm this down. Unfortunately, they have to shield a Dark Pulse, but we're just so glassy that you have to. But we have all this energy now coming in for their Kyurem White, and we're already at our next Sacred Sword, forcing them to give us their final shield. And we're absolutely going to shield this Fusion Flare up again. Would take out a whole battalion of these Kartana. And how much damage does this do? Oh man, that is massive. Getting the crazy catch on the Garchomp, and we're trying to get to the double Leaf Blade, but I think we got greedy. Oh no, and we go down with a ton of energy. GG's. You can't win them all, but hey, when you gotta lose in style. Anyways, we're in this curious matchup here with Kyurem White. I don't really think that we outpaced them with our moves, so I'm glad they switched out of there. But now they are in this matchup that they normally want to avoid. I'm not used to. Usually we use the Gholdengo to trap them, but they went in the trap themselves. I mean, go figure. Anyways, we undercharge it so that way we can get 2 extra hexes, which will be great here. Unfortunately, they didn't come in with their Kyurem White. That's what I was expecting, and so I throw a non-stab neutral Power Gem, and I don't even get to the next move. So not the most ideal situation here, but we're gonna make do with it. We do call the Aqua Tail, which is great, and now we have this Sacred Sword into the Kyurem White, getting that shield here, and we go for the catch, and I do believe we got the catch. So we are back in this matchup here. Opponent letting us throw right away. We're going to go ahead and throw this Earth Power, which would take them out. We get the final shield. No defense drop, unfortunately. The opponent does choose to not farm us down. I guess they lost track of our energy, which is totally fine. We're not playing around this time. We're throwing right away. I want to maintain that shield, and I do believe that we can get to this move. Can we? Yes! On minimal HP, we get to the Leaf Blade. cutting down the Palkia, kind of like those Black Friday prices. They are slashed in half and ready for the taking. GG's. Have any of you ever gone Black Friday shopping, by the way? I actually have not. Fun fact. So, you know, I'm always curious to see things like that. But anyways, we... Oh man, we just sent that Palkia packing. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we do take the Behemoth Blade. Does a lot of damage, but that's what Gholdengo does. We wall Zacian entirely. We can tank one of those, which is insane. Most Pokemon can't. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just let them throw here. They did do a close combat, so their defense is particularly low. And I was afraid we wouldn't get the farm down, so I just went ahead and get this catch on the Garchomp. We do get the farm down now, and I'm glad we did, because we are going to need it against this Kyurem White. Can we get to 3 Sacred Swords? There's 1, here's 2, and can we get to that 3rd one? Our health is going mad low real quick with these Ice Fangs, but we get to the move just in time. You know what it is. Boom! Kartana closing it out. Let's go. Alright. Now we got a Zarude. I haven't seen one of those things. That is very Zarude. They're trying to upstage me by having their own grass type of Master League, but they're about to realize their mistake. We get the shield on the Tyranitar, and we are in with the piece of paper. And everyone knows rock, paper, scissors rules. Paper beats rock. Let's go. All right. And now they come in with the metagross, and they actually switch into the Zarude. What are they doing? They are weak not only to the Sacred Sword, but also double super effective Fury Cutters, erasing the Zarude. They are out of there. Let's go. Alright, so now we have a Shadow Rhyperior in the lead, and a pretty beefy one at that, looking at the CP. We're kind of in a spot here because we really don't have an answer. I tried to catch a Breaking Swipe, it did not work out, and they farm us down before we get to the second move, so we are in trouble here. Here I am thinking they blind through a Breaking Swipe, but they full send a super power, taking us out in one hit. My goodness, this is about going as bad as it could be. But we do get the Earth Power landing on the shiny Zacian. Got to shield up everything at this point. They go for close combat, so here's my thought process. We need some farm for whatever's in the back, so I'm going to go triple resisted Outrage here, undercharging it, but I misfired ever so slightly. I just needed to do maybe a couple more bubbles just so that way one Dragon Tail would take it down. Unfortunately, committing our last shield here, and now we're going to go ahead and throw this Earth Power into the into the Rhyperior. We win CMP tie, and then they undercharge the superpower just so that way they could show off their Xerneas. Whatever, dude. GG's. All right. So now we got Dawn Wings in the lead here, and we are gonna kind of force their hand here. They're kind of panicking. They let us get to a move before switching into a harder counter, but they go ahead and throw a move now. We are happy to oblige with a shield of our own because of the fast move pressure that we are dealing with, and they do get to a move here, but we've done so much damage now that we're gonna wait out. Actually, we're just gonna go straight up. Our switch clock is already expired, and we get a massive farm down here, so this energy will go very far with this shiny Dialga altered form, I believe, not the origin form. And now we're going to get the final shield of the opponent, and we force swap them, and then they go straight into their Groudon here. I go for the Earth Power because I figured it would take 2 moves to take them down anyways, and if we get a defense drop, then that would be amazing. They go for the Precipice Blades, taking us out, but it's all up to the Kartana right now. We do throw before they get to the next Fire Punch, so that way we have a shield going into the Dialga, and they see what is unfolding right before them, and they just decide to get the heck out of there. GG's. Anyways, you know the same deal. We save swap Gholdengo into the Palkia, getting the move off before they switch. Now the switch clocks are misaligned, which is great for us. But honestly, we're fine where we're at again because they bring a dog into the Gholdengo, and that is not what you want to do if you're the opponent. We definitely want to preserve health here, so we will shield up one Behemoth Blade just because it does so much damage. We're going to undercharge this to try and get some more Hex, and we get 2 Hexes on the farm down, which is fantastic. They come in now with the Palkia, and they are forced to throw right away because of all the energy we had, and because they are relatively dry on energy. obviously not building up to the fire blast since they just threw on the Gholdengo. We're able to tank that resisted move, and now we have alignment just the way we want it with this Ho-Oh right here. We are resisting the Incinerates, and they go for a Sacred Fire bait, and yeah, this probably wasn't a good idea. I assumed they would shield. Yeah, that was not smart at all. Now we're forced to play their game and shield up their bait, and of course our attack drops at this point. But they go for a snipe, and then we go and catch the move on our Kartana here. So we clear the debuff on our Garchomp, and we're able to get some Fury Cutter damage right before getting a shield here with the Sacred Sword. And we throw right away because we already had 100 energy, but that might have been the mistake that seals our fate, because get a load of this. Yeah, that might have been one Dragon Tail's worth of energy. That's my bad. GG's. Okay. Into the next match. Yeah, some of these, I just look at them and I cringe, but you can cringe with me. Pogo Bros ain't perfect, and yeah, my elo is not worth mentioning right now. But anyways, we're in an interlude season, so who cares? Anyways, Bulldoze, that does nothing. We're going to show them what move they should be throwing in the situation. That's right, we get a shield here. We're going to safe swap. Actual safe swap. If they had a Ho-Oh, they would take us out in like 2, maybe 3 Incinerates. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and, yep, take another Bulldoze. Of course, they get the defense drop. And now they have a Zacian in here, so it's good that we didn't shield up because we need the shields for this Zacian right here. But actually, we're at a point now where we can just let it through. They have debuffed themselves, and now we come in with the Gholdengo here and kind of load up on energy for whatever they have in the back. Ghost typing in the Master League is pretty safe. There aren't many dark types going around here, and Bulldoze ain't gonna get it done, but they do survive on 1 HP before throwing here. Bulldoze defense drops again, best case scenario, so we get out our Pokemon that has the debuff, and we have all this energy for the Zacian. They give us their final shield. They throw on alignment, so that way we get a full Hex, which is fantastic. And now we're going to go ahead, and they got a Primarina in the back, so I am glad that we kept our energy on the Gholdengo, because they are not going to even be able to get one single move off before we have thrown 2 Shadow Balls at them, taking out the shiny Primarina, and then we go ahead for the Hex farm down. Let's go, GG's. All right. We got Kyurem White now. We're going to save swap into the Gholdengo. Luckily, they switched out because that is definitely not a fantastic matchup. Although I do think they run Ice Fang, so it could be, you know, they made the right move right there, depending on what else they have in the back. But anyways, we can tank one Aqua Tail, and they are going to outpace us. We did get a free Hex through, so we are going to shield this up here. And the farm down is not looking feasible, but the catch sure is. Let's go. All right. Now they come back in with their Kyurem, and we are able to get to one move, which we would never be able to do if we had Razor Leaf as our fast move. So we do get farm down, but we did take a shield in the process, misaligning this switch clock a little bit. And yeah, they get the move off and win CMP tie. They go for an Ice Burn, which is weird. Maybe their single move, I don't know. But we do get their final shield, and we do outpace to the next move. Doesn't take them out, but we can go into the Garchomp, getting the Dragon Tail down, and because they threw an Ice Burn for whatever reason, they didn't have enough energy to take us out. Cool. Alright, so now we do considerable damage to the Zamazenta, but unfortunately, a double Ice Fang team does not bode well for our team. GG's. Anyways, next matchup, we have a Ho-Oh in the lead, which is where you want to see it again. We throw on pretty decent timing. Earth Power. Oh my gosh, here we go again. You remember earlier in the video when I was doing outrages and they were just shielding them left and right? So I just thought I could get cheeky and, you know, get away with it. But anyways, we learn our lesson here. We throw, they let it through, we win the zeros, but we are debuffed, so we are going to switch out to preserve the Garchomp just in case later on, whether it's a shield or whether we can actually get to a move, we'll find out. But we do get the first Shadow Ball off, doesn't even get it out of the green there. Oh my gosh, and they had Earthquake. Yikes. But we do survive, and we get to another move before being farmed down. So Gholdengo, with that Best Buddy ribbon, is definitely doing some work here. Yeah, we come in with the Kartana now. We're going to have to tank a move. We saw Earthquake once, but they go for an Outrage. So I don't know if they're trolling me or what, but they're about to realize that they got a problem on their hands. We get a shield right there, and we go ahead and throw another leaf blade before they even get to their first move. And I can't let's go. I can't even tell if I'm throwing on good timing because Geomancy is such a weird move. I just kind of look at it doing its head like that to kind of base my timing. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw a move here before they throw another outrage at us. Yeah, we take them out, and with our pacing, we're able to get to the back-to-back leaf blades, and we're kind of, yeah, we're kind of in business here. There we go. Winning CMP tie per usual. That's how we do it. GG's. All right. Zekrom in the lead. And that looks to be a non-shiny Zekrom, so you are automatically invalid. See, if you're new here, the first video we ever did on the channel was with the Shundo Zekrom. So we came guns blazing onto the scene, but I wouldn't recommend watching it because it's pretty cringe. We've come a long way since then. I will watch some of my more recent videos. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and throw off this Shadow Ball here, getting them low. Oh, yes, that's right. Triple resisted Fusion Bolt. We were out of shields, but we made one of our own. And because we snuck in that move, we're able to get to this outrage before they get to a move. And they're forced now to throw a move to take us out. It's going to be Spatial Rend. Okay, they full sent Spatial Rend to take us out. We would have survived the Aqua Tail. But because they threw that, they are not able to get to an Aqua Tail to take out our Gholdengo. And we take care of the Palkia. And they are out of here. Let's go. GG's. All right. I believe this is the second to last battle here, so we have Gholdengo into Xerneas. We should wall everything, except the time they have Thunder. We wall the typical move set, but they got us there. Jeez. All right, so this thing's going to kind of be a problem, but we do get to this next move here, so this is fantastic, forcing probably a shield. Nope, they actually let it through. So we have Flip Switch, and we're kind of in this awkward situation where, you know, this is where you want to see it, but our health is so low, they're going to get this nasty farm down, and we're kind of in trouble here. So how are we going to do this? First of all, we're going to do that because I assume they're going to blind throw a Behemoth Blade, which they do, and that's hard to tell that it's resisted because it did so much freaking damage. But anyways, we do get a shield here, and they get another farm down of a steel type. Bro, what? Yeah, that's just ridiculous. But anyways, they let them move through. I think that was a mistake. And then now we are just going to yeah, they should have shielded up their Rhyperior. But you know what I see? Okay, so they win CMP tie, but it looks like they have 1 HP left. And you know what happens when you have 1 HP and you throw a move? You take 1 damage no matter what. We KO through the shield. No bubbles on the triple resisted outrage. Let's go. All right, into the final match. All right, we are in this matchup with Kyurem White and our Gholdengo. Not the most ideal matchup here, but we do shield up the Fusion Flares, of course, and we're going to throw our super effective Power Gems. The opponent knows better, and they're going to shield those up. They're not going to take one to the face. But yeah, I think they kind of outpace us here, which is not amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and shield, use my last shield, and then obviously get this one off, get them their last shield. And we do that again, making a shield of our own, catching the resisted only. It's not triple resisted this time, it's only a Fusion Flare, not a Fusion Bolt. But now they have the Dawn Wings coming in, and they're going to have to take this outrage to the face, and they're going to have to throw a move in order to take us out. Otherwise, we'd get to another move. So now we have a prime opportunity at a farm down, and we get the entire farm down. Let's go. We nearly have back-to-back moves already. Going to throw this Sacred Sword into the Kyurem White, taking him out, and then they got a Palkia in the back, and it's too little too late for the opponent here. We are able to get them down close to the red here. They are well in the yellow. They take us out with the Aqua Tail, but we have the room to get to the Power Gem for BM, taking them out. We are on the naughty list. We're getting coal for Christmas. Hopefully a Hundo Roly Coly, which is in the winter event, holiday event part 2. I digress. But those are all the battles we have. I hope you enjoyed them. It was a pleasure making them, and it's been a pleasure making content for you this year. In about a week or so, it'll be a full year of me being a content creator, and we are nearly at 500 subscribers, which is insane to me. Thank you for all the support along the way. More to come. But, you know, if you're still here and like the content, please please subscribe if you haven't already. Like and comment. It really helps the channel out. Share it with your friends. Put it on the TV while you're opening gifts. Make all your family and friends subscribe to Pogo Bros. You got to hold them hostage. Do whatever you got to do. But when we get to 500, I'm giving you the triple shiny Galarian Bird theme team. So lots in store here. But anyways, I'm going to have to get going. I'm going to go get my put my milk and cookies out, and hopefully Santa will do the editing of this video for me. It's gonna be a long night, but I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.